Hi everybody. Guess what? I'm starting 2 minutes early according to my oven clock. I don't know if that's right based on like Facebook land, but yeah, I'm starting. So I'm just going to make sure I get logged in here so I can see your comments. Please make sure that you leave me a comment for the door prizes so that I can get you in for the door prizes. And then I'm just going to, we'll get started tonight. It feels like I haven't talked to you guys in forever. It's so weird, but yeah, it's great to see you. So I can see everybody jumping on and everything like that, so that's cool. I'm just gonna mute. I'm using my son's phone tonight for because I'm too lazy to go get my my laptop. Hi everyone. I'm glad you guys are all watching. Hi Julie. Hi Debbie Bean. I'm glad you made it home in time. Hi Nicole. Hi Pam. Yeah, if you're watching and you want in on the door prize, please let me know, and I will I'll get going. Well, let's get going. Hi Diane. So how do I want to start tonight? Like I said, it feels like it's been forever since I've been talking to you guys. I forgot to tie your bow. Oh, Nicole, I'm sorry. I gave you a big piece of ribbon and it's a bow. You'll be all right. Why are you saying sorry? Oh, because you just said im. That's okay, I got it. You got lost at IKEA? I love IKEA. Hi Willie. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. I had a bit of a headache this afternoon, and Willie caught me as I was having a nap to try and get rid of it. So I appreciate that. So yeah. All right. So I don't have a lot of news. Celebration is still going on. That's one thing. Celebration runs from August 3rd, so until September 30th. I will be putting in an order in September and watch for a special draw to be able to get in if you have an order, and I have a special treat to give away for you guys. And then I decided in October I'm going to do a bingo. I will explain it all to you guys at a later date. I'm just trying to narrow down what day I want to do it on, but I'm going to do a bingo, and I've got 5 prizes at the moment. So there'll be 5 rounds of bingo, and you just have to win. You'll just have a line and you have to match all the numbers on the line and you'll go bingo. And if 2 people have a bingo, or 2 people have the same numbers on the line, then I'll give the prize away twice. So I've already been gathering for that, so watch for that, and that'll be in October. I'm kind of thinking we're going to celebrate World Card Making Day with that, because aren't we all card makers and scrapbookers and things, and gotta love that. All right, so let's without further ado get you guys turned around here, and I'll show you the projects that we're going to be making tonight. I'm just going to flip you up to the ceiling, and I've been singing the Hokey Pokey for the last 10 minutes because that's what I'm planning on doing. Oh, can you see my, hold on before I flip you. I'm going to just rotate you down a little bit to my living room. There's my living room, my messy living room. But just in case you guys missed it, the post. Here, I'll flip you up a little bit more. There we go. There's my big number 2 to celebrate my 2nd anniversary this month. So Andrea and Irma surprised me with that on Sunday. So yeah, there's my big number 2. And congratulations, Balloon, because I actually promoted to silver. I'm welcoming a new member to my team, my sister-in-law Jenny. So I hope that everybody can welcome Jenny with me in the next little while. So let me get you guys sorted out here the way I want you. That looks pretty good. Looks like we can work with that. Now, I did tell you that we were only going to use our watercolor pencils, and that was a lie tonight. We're also going to use, I'm using gray granite and basic black and petal pink blends. So my light and dark gray granite, petal pink, whatever, if you want to use light and dark, you can. And a basic black, just a light basic black. So if you want to pull those out too, we're going to be using those. I haven't decided what order. Thanks, guys. I haven't decided what order we're going to do cards in tonight, but this will be one of them that we're doing. So this is the Celebration counting sheep. You get the sheep. Oh, I didn't get that out. Well, that was dumb. Oh yeah, it's right there. So let me show you guys that again. You can tell what I've been working with lately because I have it all tucked away in different piles. So there's the counting sheep set. And that is a Celebration item. If you spend $60, you get the stamp set. And of course, oh no, those aren't the right dies. My goodness. And this year they brought out dies, which is super exciting. I was about to show you the inspired canopy dies, but because I've been working with those, I'm really excited. I finally learned how to use my blending brushes really well. So in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing a technique video featuring blending brushes and making sunsets. I'm so excited. So here we go. There's the dies that they came out with. So you've got one to cut out each sheep. You've got a sun, some clouds, a balloon, and of course those fences. I love fences. So that is also free with the $60 purchase. So to get both things, you'd have to spend $120. All right, and we're also going to be using from the Biggest Wish stamp set, we're going to be using this Thanks. But you can see that I only used Thank, so I'm going to show you how I did that tonight. There. So that's one card. The second card we're going to be making is with the Back on Your Feet stamp set. So tonight we're doing the Card for Every Reason Part 2. So we're focusing on a thank you card, a get well soon card, and just because or a hello card. So Get Back on Your Feet is a get well soon. Love this stamp set. It's cute. So, and this is what the card's gonna look like. This is where we need our watercolor pencils. So, poor little turtle. And then we're gonna do the inside too. So, I don't always do the inside with you guys, but we're gonna do it tonight. And last but certainly not least, this is with the hand-penned Sweet, or hand-penned DSP, Designer Series paper. And you vote to start with a sheep card. Sounds good, Diane. That's what I'll do. The sloth, I know. They're also cute. So this is done with the design, and it's a play on the fact of a pouch card. So most of the time you have this all glued down at the side, and you can pull this out. Instead, I've just designed it like this so that we can write on the inside. I've left mine blank because it's not a very big piece to write on. So you could just write a quick little note and drop off a little gifty. Nicole, I promise these bows are really easy to tie. And I promise you can do it. And if you can't do it, I will come to your house and tie it for you. It's nice. All right, so I've got votes that we're gonna start with the sheep card. All right, so I want you to get out that kit. And we'll start with the coloring. Now I stamped my inside with "You're amazing" as a thank you. So I'm just gonna grab my bone folder and I'm going to make sure I've got a nice strong press there. All right, so let me put this down here. I hope you guys can see it down there. Oh, you kind of can. Here. Anyways, it's much more important that you see what I'm doing, so I'm gonna stop fussing with that, and I'm gonna bring these little guys over and let's get some coloring done. So I forgot to pull out my blends, but that's okay. I've got everything stored in a handy dandy little cabinet here now, which is nice, so that even though my table's a disaster, I can actually clean it all up and put it away. So I'm just gonna start, I'm using light basic black, and I'm just gonna color his hooves. I hope you guys have started to get your orders. I know all my orders are out, but I know Andrea and Irma were putting theirs out this week for you guys. So I hope that those of you who are their customers have got their orders, and then you guys can start playing with your sheep sets if you got it. I think this is going to be the #1 selling one. They told us that they expect the sheep dyes in the shaded summer framelits and the bedazzling paper to sell out quick. Haven't heard that it's gone yet. We're still able to get them all, but I wouldn't wait too long if you had your heart set on one of these. I'm going to use my petal pink, my dark, and just do around the bottom and his cheeks, just to give it some different shade. And then I'm going to come in with my light petal pink and color the rest of his face. Just kind of blend that in. So it's a really quiet night in my house tonight. I've got just my husband here. He's hiding downstairs. One night I'm going to get him to make cards with us. I think we should do that for Valentine's Day. We'll get our husbands. We'll make up extra little kits. We'll do simple cards so that they feel like they can join us, and we can get our husbands or our dads or whoever thinks that they don't know what they're doing to join in with us. That would be fun. Okay, everywhere the lamb went, the lamb was sure to go. Anyways, everywhere where there's puffies, I'm gonna just add in some of my darker color. There's so many jokes that I can make right now. If only my mother-in-law were here to hear me right now, she would laugh. No, my sister-in-law has all my kids camping at Bing this week. I pray for her soul, and hope that they're all doing well. I'm sure that they're fine and that they're not driving her crazy. They come back on Friday, so that'll be nice. And other than that, it just feels now like summer's just whipping on by. I guess it always feels like that in August, but I'm also already making fall cards, and I'm starting to think about Christmas cards, how many I need to make, and making a list. And so now I'm just going to blend those colors in and leave them a little bit lighter in the center. Maybe I did smoky slate on my original. I think it's going to look just lovely the way it is, but leaves are beginning to change there. Yeah, that's crazy. I have like apples on my counter that I keep talking I'm going to make an apple crisp. I just have to get down here and do it. So I don't know, I'm already all ready for fall. I'm coloring pumpkins. I'm ready. I'm not one of these girls who loves the heat and humidity. I don't like snow either, but except for Santa to land his sled on the roof. That's about the only time snow needs to come around, in my humble opinion. But yeah, I love fall, so I'm really looking forward to fall. And yeah, getting to spend some, putting on a hoodie again, not being so stinking hot. There we go. So I got my sheep colored. So that was the easy part. So I'm gonna set those aside for a minute. And I'm just gonna do the stamping. I promised I'd show you how I did the thanks on here. I have to find the stamp. Where I'd put that, oh here. I'm gonna do it in Night of Navy. And all I did was I lined it up at the edge. And I don't know if you can see, but you can see that I've stopped where the S is. Now, if I had gone over a little bit, you just use a baby wipe to wipe that off, but I'm really liking how I did that. Remember, you're gentle with your stamp, your ink pads. You want to pretend you're kissing your grandma, not making out with your husband. That's the running joke that I've got going. And voila. So I've got a nice thank instead of thanks. So that's how I did that. All right, put that back there. I'm really, really excited to show you guys how I did the techniques with my blending brushes. I'm also excited to show you too, because my blending brush or the blending brushes aren't on back order anymore. You can order them anytime you want. So yeah, Diane is from Maplehurst, New Brunswick, which I'm given to believe is close to well, it's got to be close to my mom and dad in Perth Andover. It's a beautiful area up there, I know that much. Oh boy, I cut that a little short. That's not going to work at all. Okay, let me just grab a piece of, I might be using Pear Pizzazz instead of Granny Apple Green, but that's okay, it'll look just as good. The joys of having scrap behind you. Sorry guys, let you catch up there a bit though. I'll just do it to 2 inches because I don't remember the measurements off the top of my head. There we go. That's the paper trimmer. If you guys don't have the paper trimmer from Stampin' Up, it's a nice paper trimmer. It retails for $34. It's got a scoring line in it. Love it. And you can get the replacement cutting blades, which is a big feature which was a big seller for me. I used to buy the Fiskars ones, and then eventually you couldn't find the cutting blades, and it was just crazy. So, okay. Woodstock and Grand Falls. Oh, okay, I know where Grand Falls is. I went on a tour around Grand Falls. Very pretty. Very pretty area. They're up the Appalachian Trail. So I know that much. It's been a while since I went. I've been back, thanks to COVID. But my parents are making the trek up here, the joys of being retired, I guess, so that they can travel a little more, and if there was the need to quarantine or anything like that, it'd be easier for them to have to quarantine when they get back. They do not have to quarantine coming here currently because they are fully vaccinated. I don't know all the rules. I just know I'm not going anywhere for a while. So, all right. My next step is everybody has a little baggie like this. I'm gonna pull out my picket fences. Might as well pull it all out. And if you have to punch any little pieces out, do that now. And how I did it was I wanted to use my fence to cover up my lines. So there we go. And then I'm going to use the fence to cover up the top of my line. So I've got a, hi Irma, I showed everybody the balloon, it's still flying high, which makes me happy. We're just start working on our first card, so you haven't missed anything. Hi Laura, thanks for joining me tonight. I'll make sure I put you in for the draw. So I'm just gonna put some glue in a few spots here. And I'm gonna put this down here, like so. So my next class is going to be September 15th. We're gonna jump right into fall and do 2 fall sessions with, I don't know, lots of fun fall colors. The one card next month is going to be using, my green is the top, only me. Oh no. Well, just turn your card around. Oh, you can't. Peel it off. That's what I did. I don't know if you're using Tombow or not, but I can get my Tombow to peel off. Or give it to someone who would appreciate an upside down card. I know some of my friends would be like, yeah, that's Kim with an upside down card. So everything's getting glued down, but we are gonna dimensional the sheep when we get there. You want me to call you later, Irma? I don't know, I'm almost talked out today. But I can chat with you anytime. There, I'm gonna put my sun in. Oh, I can't stop singing today. I almost sang Mr. Golden Sun to everybody. My husband says he likes it when I sing because he knows that I'm happy. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow on the back of all of my letters. This is from the Playful Alphabet. Oh, okay, no problem. This is from the Playful Alphabet framelits. They're great too because they give you 2 E's, 2 A's, like 2 of certain letters. So if you were cutting out something specific that way, then you don't have to cut out like each separately. So you can do it a little bit more. So I'm going to put my W down first just to help me center it. And when I do that, I usually get glue on my fingers and then I get mad, but oh well. Okay. If you heat the card with your hair blower, it's... Oh, good tip, Diane. There you go, Nicole. I hope that helps. Then kind of melt the glue. That's a good idea. I never even thought of that. I know if you want to unmount your wooden stamps, you can put them in the microwave for a few minutes and they'll come off the wood mount. Not minutes, sorry, do it in 30-second intervals. So my 2 sheeps are really happy with each other and they want to say hello. So I'm just gonna put a dimensional, 2 dimensionals on them. Oh, I got sidetracked and I started to tell you, surprise, surprise. I started to tell you guys what colors that one of the cards is gonna be. It's so out of my wheelhouse. It's Blackberry Bliss, which is like a shocker for me because I never use Blackberry Bliss. What else? Pumpkin Pie, because of course the pumpkins, and Old Olive, which we're going to be using with the Get Well Soon card that we're making in a second here. So strange to me to be using all these colors, but I'm gonna do it. So my little sheep are together, they're having a ball. So there is the super cute first card that we're doing tonight. So I'll leave that there. I'm gonna move, how about we get all of our coloring done tonight, all in one shot. So we're gonna move on to the next card with the, whatchamacallit, with the turtles and the giraffe. So I think it would work well for Tombow, Diane, but I'm not sure. So, all right, so if you have watercolor pencils, I know I talk about these a lot. They are a great way to get started on coloring with Stampin' Up! Because they are the most cost effective, I find. The blends are gorgeous, but they can get pricey if you're trying to build a rainbow of colors really fast. I would never, like I said, they're gorgeous, so I won't ever talk down about them. But yeah, they can get pricey. So I always tell you guys, go for the watercolor pencils to get started. They come in packs of 2. So you've got assortment 1, which has 13 colors in it, and assortment 2, which has another 10 colors in it. Tonight we're going to be using Old Olive, Early Espresso. There's my Early Espresso. Old Olive, Granny Apple Green, Cajun Craze, and Crushed Curry. I'm just looking to make sure I have all my colors here. So I'll put those all the way later because I had to pull them all out. Some people put theirs in pencil cases. I gotta leave mine in the packaging because it just, the original packaging it belongs in because it just drives me nuts. But you do you. There's no judgment here. My pencil crayons are lovingly and well used. This was my first Early Espresso. I'm still using it. I don't use it for class anymore because it's pretty small. I use my larger one, but my Cajun Craze is getting pretty tiny. So one day I'm gonna have to just bite the bullet and buy a new pack, even though some of my colors are still pretty large. So we're gonna start with this. This card uses the layering circle dies. It comes with a scallop circle and the plain regular circles. I've also used the Meadow Moments, I believe it's called, embossing folder to the back. And then there's some Bumblebee here. I wanted this card you could use for male or female, so I designed it kind of with those colors in mind. Because we're going to be coloring, ooh, sorry you guys, just almost sent you on a ride. And I'm missing something. I'm missing the circles from my kits. So let's get our stamping done. Because we're coloring, we're gonna be using the Memento ink because that doesn't spread. So I'm gonna start with my turtle. And I can do this sideways for you guys so it looks straight in your world. The poor little guy's on his back. And the words. Okay. On the inside, I'm going to do my giraffe first because I don't want, there's a couple ways you can use Memento. You can either stamp it in or you can stamp your stamp upside down. So I want to make sure my giraffe's where I want them before I put in my sentiment. So oh, I'm sure you'll be fine, Nicole. This one's kind of, I shouldn't say it because I mess up all the time. I'm constantly putting things on upside down, especially when I'm doing a workshop. It's not so bad when I'm on my own, but especially when I'm doing a workshop. So I'm going to put this saying in right here on his neck. This is not good. And it's a little crooked, but that's okay because it's not the main saying, and it kind of goes along with his neck. With Memento, it's a different kind of cloth top, so you want to give your stamp a little twist to make sure you've got enough ink on it. It's also really hard to stamp sideways, so please don't judge me if I'm not straight. There we go. Okay, so I've got everything stamped. I'm gonna put it off to the side for just a second, let it dry just a little bit. Remember, since we're using watercolor pencils, to get that nice finished look, we also need a blender pen, so make sure you have that handy too. But first, I'm just gonna put the base together. So this is all tomboed down, except I dimensionaled the turtle at the front. So we'll just do that real quick. Actually, instead, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. Now, I have the ability to break these. Irma can't believe how fast I break them. And I don't know if I'm holding them wrong or what I do, but Stampin' Seal is Stampin' Up's version of a tape runner, for lack of a better word. Great adhesive. It's just I always seem to, my husband says I'm too rough with my toys, and I think he's right in this situation. So just use your bone folder to make a nice crease, and it gets centered on the back. I don't know what it is with this. There used to be a red one that I would use all the time, and I could make that one work, but so I don't know. I always show you guys sneak peeks for the next card class. You'll have to let me know if you want a sneak peek tonight. I have 2 cards done. The third one, I just got the stamp set I want to use, so I'm not done yet. I've thought about it, which is always exciting. So I'm going to start coloring for his shell. I'm going to do the little squares in Old Olive. And the coloring doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect because we're not Hallmark. And we don't charge $7 for our cards. I know, Irma, you love your Stampin' Seal. I'm trying to make it so, I'm trying to get through a whole one without wrecking it. That's my goal. So I'm going to, all right, well, I will give you guys a sneak peek. For sure. We're going to be using some Celebration paper next month, like designer series paper, because it is going to go away after next month. So I want to get that used with you guys, and I want to show you how you can use the Peaceful prints for an autumn card. So so that's going to be one of them. So I'm just coloring a few lines in his shell on the sides with my Early Espresso as well, but then I'm going to bring in the Cajun Craze. These do blend really well together, your watercolor pencils. So I hope you guys will all be able to join me for the September workshop. I will post an event on, I'm using a crushed curry. Oh good, Willie, I was beginning to think it was only me. Not that you're having trouble with it, I don't really want you to have any trouble with it, but I was beginning to think that I was having just major issues. So just give him some color. And then my turtle himself is going to be Granny Apple Green. So lots of different colors in here. And remember, your coloring doesn't have to be perfect, because this is where we're going to go over it with the blender pen. So we just want to get some color on here. I like the softness of the watercolor pencils. So I'm going to set him off to the side for a second, and we'll just do the giraffe. Now, how did I do the giraffe? All right. So I did my little giraffe dots. Hold on one second. I should have made sure this was sharpened. I should make sure I have a sharpener. I didn't think I had to do any back to school shopping this year. I'm like, okay, we got lots of this and lots of that, but they always steal my sharpener and they always steal my eraser. So I gotta go find erasers and my pencil and a new pencil sharpener for the kids. Cause yeah, those are the two things that go missing in my craft bag here. I just use regular pencil sharpeners. I don't go and buy special fancy ones. There isn't a Stampin' Up! Pencil sharpener, so I guess just a regular one does the trick. So I'm just coloring in all the giraffe spots, and then I'm going to use the crushed curry again to color in the rest of his body. There's something about coloring, you guys, that I just love. And I love that we can color together because it gives us something. Like, it would be awfully boring, I think, for you guys to just put together kits if there was nothing extra for you to do. So, is there a turtle green because he's sick? I'm going with that's his natural color. I wanted him to be a little different than, but yeah, that is a pretty good green for somebody who's got an upset stomach. That's right. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna get out my blending brush. It's got some sort of liquid in here. I don't know what kind of liquid it is. What color did you use? Like for his body versus his shell. So his body is Granny Apple Green. His shell is Old Olive and Early Espresso. And then his chest plate would be crushed curry. So like I was saying, I don't know what kind of liquid's in here, but it really does the trick to make our pencil lines go away. And it blends that all in. So we're just gonna go over top of this So get well soon cards is something I've used a lot lately. Whether it's, you know, I've had family and friends who have had accidents or who have gotten, our uncle had a open heart surgery to replace a valve in his chest, so I sent one of these cards down to Georgia for him, and I knew that he would like the punniness of it. So, and then yeah, I've, you know, members of the church family who have been sick. Remember, use it when you use your blender pen in between each color. You make sure you just rub off the ink. So that's what I'm doing. This is one stamp that took me a while to buy, but I love this stamp. It is so much fun. They usually have a Black Friday type sale where they take a percentage off the stamps coming up in the next few months. So usually October, November, they have some extra sales. I should have done here, but that's okay. They have some sales on their stamps and their designer series paper. I know they already did a designer series paper sale. I would be surprised if they didn't do another one, but I have no idea what's gonna happen with Stampin' Up. If I did, that would be wonderful. We do have our convention coming up in November, which will be exciting to see. So that when I can share stuff with you from that, I definitely will. I know people have been asking about the Christmas kits that they've hinted at the beginning of the mini catalog. I don't have any details on that yet, but I am keeping a watch out for it. So if you're looking for one of the Christmas kits that's coming out, it's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. Paper Pumpkin this month is going to be really cute. It's a harvest paper pumpkin, and you're going to be able to make jack-o'-lanterns, apples, and something else as treat baskets, little treat boxes, and then the actual paper pumpkin box turns into a wheelbarrow for you to put those treat boxes in. So that's going to be really cute. I did order the paper pumpkin for August, but I left it upstairs. They did a beautiful job with it. If you haven't gotten a chance to order those before, they're great, especially right now, because you know they're going to be doing for the October one, you're going to be getting into Christmas already. They'll do two or so Christmas paper pumpkins so that you can then go ahead and get a kit to make some Christmas cards with. So you never know what they're going to look like. That's the only thing. It's kind of like a surprise subscription every month. If you want more information on paper pumpkin, by all means, I'm happy to share that with you. So I put some Tombow on the back. I could have used my Stampin' Seal, but my Tombow's laying here. It's kind of on its side because I'm down to my last legs and I'm waiting for it to die. Not that I want it to die, but I'm waiting. I'm going to put dimensionals. I'm actually going to use 4 because I want to make sure it stands up. Here, I don't always use 4, but I want to make sure it stands up. We've got one more card left to do after this, so I hope everybody's having fun and hanging in there. Make sure I throw my garbage in the right Tim Hortons cup. I tend to leave little Tim Hortons cups hanging around for little garbage bins, even though I have a big garbage bin too. I just find it easier. Except for when I throw my garbage in the Tim Hortons cup that I'm drinking from. That's not so much fun. And this little medallion guy goes right in the middle. Hopefully straight. Right in the middle there for you. So there is the next card that we just finished. I hope everybody's enjoying. I'll give you a second, and I'll take a second to get tidied up here a little bit. I hope I'm not going too fast, but if I am, please let me know. I'm gonna try and slow down a little bit for this next card. It's not a super complicated fancy fold or anything like that, but it will take us a minute to get her done. Thank you, you guys. He does remind me of Franklin. Good eye, Laura. Yes. I don't know. I don't think Franklin. I can't remember Franklin's friends. My kids are all too old for that now, but I don't think he had a giraffe as a friend. He had a bear, right? I remember the bear. So. All right, let's get into this last card. So I want you to get out your card kit for this. We just have one little thing to stamp. The stamp comes out of Garden Birdhouses. This one is one that I eyed for a long time, but I love. It's been fun to play with. It's great to color. I don't know if I have any samples handy. This is my I'm working on it basket and trying to decide what to do with them all. And I always try to keep a sample. Okay. When I start something new or try something new. So those are just some card fronts that I've made just playing with the set. Was I frozen? I'm sorry. I don't know if I was frozen or if I just stopped talking while I was looking for something. But I hope I'm back now. Can someone give me a like and let me know that I'm good? I hope I'm good. I got a like, okay, I'm gonna go with I'm good. So these are a couple of the cards that I've made. Oh, I got lots of likes, okay. Some of the cards I've made with the Garden Birdhouses set. It's also got some really nice sentiments in it. So I'm just gonna use the hello from there. So I'm gonna stamp that and then get all that out of my way. Let me put this over here. And I will go slow and we will get this to come together. I'm gonna stamp it in Misty Moonlight because that is one of the colors that's on our designer series paper. That was the whole reason I did this card. So I'm gonna stamp it kind of up by the top so it doesn't get hidden by that bow. Oh no. What like back problems are not anything to mess around with, or back pain. I feel bad for her, but it would work really well for her Diane. So there's the hello that I'm gonna put on the Gorgeous Grapes Swirl. That is from Painted Labels Framelits. So we can go ahead and glue that down. We're just going to be doing a lot of gluing with this one. And one little tie. All right. So I know it's not perfectly centered, and it's okay that it's a little up near the top. It'll be all right. On the inside, so you're going to see that it's cut, so that I've cut it along the edge, and the big piece has a scored side. So we're going to score that down nice and well for you. Now, with your bone folder, if you're like me and you constantly lose your bone folder, the end of your scissors will work well too. And we'll do that. This was one of my favorite finds out of the new annual catalog. It is called the Stitched Greeneries Framelit. It's one solid piece, and all it does is it stitches these leaves into your paper. But I love it. There's no little pieces to poke out. There's no, there's nothing, and it's big, like it'll cover even more than what the piece of paper I have here. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And it just adds that little punch to the back of your cards. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So they brought out some really awesome framelits that work on it their own. So let's glue that down on the inside. The other really nice thing is, I don't know how you guys are with your Big Shots or your die cutting machines, but my plates tend to bow. So I don't know if you can see that, but they're not flat anymore. They bend, which is going to happen after time. Like mine are pretty well loved mostly. I run the Stitch Greenery framelit through and it flattens it right out because it's one solid piece of metal. So it's great. Love it. So many good uses for it. So this has been cut. Your piece of designer series paper has been cut so that one side looks proper, like it's meant to be upright, and the other side, if you tried to put it upright, the flowers would look upside down. So figure out which piece is meant to be upright, and we're going to glue that down to the front of the card. This is where I need you to tell me if I'm going too fast. One thing I want you to make sure you don't do is don't glue this white piece down yet. It needs to wait. All right, so I'm going to glue that down. Now, I'm going to take this other piece of designer series paper and I'm going to flip it around and get these two pieces to line up. So you might end up having to flip your Highland Heather piece upside down. So this is a lot of purple, which makes me happy. When they finally brought out these two purples, the Gorgeous Grape and the Highland Heather, I was in my element because I had never liked a purple that Stampin' Up! Had before. Blackberry Bliss is nice, but it's really dark. So is Rich Razzleberry, and I was never a fan of the really dark purples. They brought this out and I fell in love. So, okay, so now we have to make it look like it's a whatchamacallit, the back of an envelope. So this is where it gets tricky. So slide it in there so you know where it's meant to go. And then we're going to open the front of this up. We're going to make sure it's straight once we open it up. And then you might need more than a couple daubs of glue. You can put very, very small at the far end and run it all the way across the bottom. Some up the top. And then I always forget where it's supposed to go, so I tend to, I don't lay it down because I don't want it to stick yet, but I'll fold it down and then stick my glue under there and run it up. And then give it a good press. And then you should be okay. So we're going to set this off to the side for just a minute and finish putting together our hello label at the front. So we need some glue dots, and I'm going to use the sprig punch and just cut myself a few sprigs. One of the things I like most about our punches is that you can do them upside down so you can see what you're doing. It's even handier when you have to punch out an actual like picture. Let me grab my glue dots. All right, bow tying. I gave you a very generous piece of bow or ribbon. I tie on my spool so I don't waste any. Make some bunny ears. This is slippier than it feels, but it ties so nice, I promise. It'll tie lovely. While your bow is still loose, I try and pull my tails around so that I can get it the way I want it. And I don't want to tie my bow too tight. I want this knot in the middle to still stand out. So I try not to make it too tight. Everybody has their own technique. I love the bunny ears. I just find it so much easier. Just gonna grab my snips. And give it a tail here. There we go. Okay, so first things first is I'm gonna grab a glue dot off of here. I think this is an old roll of glue dots because they've changed them and they stick to the other side now, which sucks. I should put a thing in the sandbox saying I don't like that. And I'm gonna put my bow on low enough so I can see my hello. That makes me think of a Lionel Richie song. Oh my goodness. I need my boys to come home so I can sing to them. I told them I would tell their Aunt Jenny to sing to them while they were gone so they didn't miss me, but they didn't think they needed that. You boys just wait. I'm warming up my vocal cords for you. Your dad doesn't want to listen to me sing anymore. He wants me to wait till you guys get home. Okay, so I put a glue dot on the back of each sprig. And I'm gonna slide that in behind the ribbon and tuck the tails of the ribbon in so that it's kind of in between. And then here, I'm gonna try and get it right underneath the knot so that you can see most of the sprig. So it just kind of looks like that. This gets dimensional to the front, but you have to be careful. You don't want to put any dimensionals across the top or else it's going to stick to the back and it's going to look silly. But I am going to put 3 on. One on either side at the bottom, like bottom middle, if that makes sense, and one straight at the bottom. Okay, because this is pretty heavy down here and I want it to pop. I'm gonna bring that in. And there we go. And now we still haven't glued our centerpiece down, mostly because I don't want it to show too much through the bottom. This is from the Colors and Contour set. I don't want it to show too much through the bottom, so we're actually gonna put it a little bit lower so you've got more of this greenery sticking up. So before I put it down, I want to just check. I don't mind if a few little scallops show, but I don't want a lot. So I'm just going to put my one finger there so I know where I'm going. So because it's Celebration, the prizes for tonight are going to focus on the whatchamacallit. They're going to focus on the designer series paper from the Celebration. So I'm going to give away a couple paper packs that have some of, I think I have all the paper now. So, oh, okay, sorry, that's how that looks. So that's your finished project. I think I have all the paper now that from the celebration flyer. I didn't have the beautifully penned before. Now I do. So I'm gonna give that away, some of the Penguin Playmates, some of the Peaceful Prints, and a sheet of the bedazzling paper for you. So that'll be the prize, with some coordinating cardstock. I don't have them made up yet, I'm sorry, but I will do that. This is a fun card. So let me show you a sneak peek for next month. Next month we're really gonna flip over and head into those fall colors. So to me, fall colors are the browns, the early espresso, the crumb cake, Sahara sand, any of your oranges, your yellows. I'm sorry, Nicole. Next month, so far, I don't have a bow, so you're good. So I promise there won't be a bow next month. There might be some the months after, and I will make sure I actually tie your bows next time, I promise. So the first card that I have done is using our Celebrate Sunflower set. It's also using those brushed metallic, and then this paper is from the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper. And this card opens a little different, so you'll be able to do it like that. So there's one, and this one I just finished. It is the one I was telling you about with the Blackberry Bliss pumpkin pie and Old Olive. It's the bedazzling paper with the pumpkins. So those are two of the cards we're gonna do next class or workshop. It'll be September 15th. So you'll have plenty of time to get them ready for if you give a Thanksgiving card to maybe a host. Maybe you get to go for a Thanksgiving dinner somewhere and you need a card to send to your host. So it'll be there for that. So those are the two of them, like I said, but I'm still working on a third one. It looks really good in my head, and they always look really good in my head. Oh, thank you, Irma. Good to know. I will post an event page later tonight or tomorrow to start figuring out how many kits I'm gonna need. Let me just flip you guys back up. And I'll do the draws. Oops, that turned the light on. I don't want to do that. There we go. Okay. There's my messy living room. It's actually not that bad. Me too, me too. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Ooh, a week after your birthday. Well, for your birthday, Nicole, I'm not going to give you any bows to tie. So, oh, we're getting a glare. Here, let me just do that. Okay, so I am gonna get you guys to still give me a going on the event page when I do it up. So I do have another workshop in October where we're gonna be doing a few more fall cards. And then November, we're going to move into Christmas. So, and October, we're doing our bingo. So, right now, I have 5 prizes for you. 2 of them are going to be shopping sprees. Actually, one of them for sure is going to be a shopping spree. It's going to depend on how many lines I sell. If I can sell 20 lines, then I'll be doing 2 shopping sprees. If I can only sell 10, then I will be doing 1 shopping spree, but there'll still be 5 prizes. And there's going to be a door prize too. The door prize is going to be awesome, and I know you guys are going to love it. So I will talk more about that at my next technique video. My technique video is going to be Wednesday, September 1st. I can't believe it's almost September. That will be featuring the blending brushes. Like I've said at the beginning of the night, I'm really excited that I finally figured out how to use my blending brushes properly to make a pretty sunset. I'm gonna try it again tonight, actually, to make the sunset go into the water and look like a fisherman, because my cousin's birthday is coming up and I know she will love that. All right, so I've got the names in here of everyone who bought a kit, so I'm gonna do that first. So the first winner tonight is Julie. Congratulations, Julie. I will get that ready and get that out to you. I'm gonna just add everybody's name who made a comment. So I've got 2 prizes tonight. If you are big into Wink of Stella, and if you need acetate boxes or anything like that, and some of the Christmas colors, so our Real Red and Mossy Meadow, those are on low inventory. I'm not saying they're gonna go back on back order, but there's a chance. So if those are your colors, you might want to order some stuff sooner rather than later. But that's, I'm not trying to push or anything like that. Just want to let you know, especially with Wink of Stella, because we all need to glitter up our things. Julie, I pulled your name again, so I'm gonna pull somebody else's name. Just share the wealth here. And I know you won't mind me doing that. Willie, congratulations, Willie. You're gonna get some Designer Series paper packages. So that comes to the end for tonight. Thank you guys. Thank you again for your support. Coming up on 2 years this past Sunday. I can't do it without you guys. It's I so appreciate you. Whether you put in orders or you do my workshops, you all help in so many ways that you don't know you do. And even just your kindness and your support in my crazy and things that I want to try, I so appreciate it. So I will see you back here in 2 weeks tonight. We're gonna learn how to use blending brushes. Good night, everyone. Sleep well. Hope the heat doesn't get to you all. Got to me, I drove to Tim Hortons and I can see it out my back window. So I was like, no way. So we'll see you guys all soon, and looking forward to seeing you again. Have a great night.